Welcome, everyone, to episode number 29 of We Are Family. Whenever you guys view this, though, the Pirates will have already played their first game, and that's what we are very excited for. I'm excited. They're my favorite team. I look forward to the Pirates and Pitt season the most, but Pirates definitely number one. But we before we go more deeper into the Pirates, we have some
Poverty.
we have some division.
Poverty.
No poverty today.
We're gonna get to that.
Yes, no. This is opening day. I'm excited. But we will get into the divisions real quick. So
We embrace the poverty on this. We love the poverty.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Let's get into this because I'm fired up. I got my
Stop
pirate
interrupting me.
bucket hat on. We were saying nonsense, right? You're
No,
talking
that's not what-
poverty.
we are
Yeah.
talking. That's
No, but we're not talking about that. Let's get into the divisions. As my microphone.
There's a lot of poverty to discuss. Okay.
in the MLB, as
my
well.
microphone.
there is.
There we go.
All right. So what division you guys want to start with? The microphone.
Let's do the You want to do AL East? We could do AL. Or you want to go?
I have
doesn't
the AL
matter.
East up right now.
AL East. Okay,
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I would like to say though, if you're watching this video, stop what you're doing. Even pause the video if you have to. Pause the video. Hit the like button. Actually, I don't care about the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. It's a little button. It's like, what shape is it? It's like a don't even know what
circle,
shape
but
that-
like a rectangular circle.
exactly.
In a way.
So
Yeah.
hit that
There we
button,
go.
Yeah.
and then unpause the video and continue watching.
You don't
And
even-
you're
you don't-
officially part of the family.
You don't even have to pause. You can just keep playing and listen to us, and you just
Yeah.
hit the
Right.
subscribe.
Right.
Doesn't even have to be anything. I just jumped in that conversation as I was fixing
Tell us
my
what
mic.
you'd like to see more from us too. We're trying to do maybe some live streams soon, just different type of content. So we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to say that before we got into anything.
Perfect. So starting with the AL East, correct?
Yes. This is an interesting division because the Yankees, who I think were the favorites going into spring camp
Yeah.
by a lot of people, even with the Red Sox additions and everything, they've been hampered by injuries to their rotation. And Giancarlo Stanton, obviously, out long term again, but that's not a surprise. But the Garrett Cole, Tommy John out for the season is big. Luis Gil's going to be out for a couple months here, it seems. Even Clark Schmidt's going to be out for a little
Wow.
bit as well.
Clark Schmidt. He was like their
So-
top prospect forever.
They're looking at a rotation with Rodon and Fried at the top, but
Which
then
is still, that's pretty good top.
yeah,
Yeah,
but then I saw on MLB.com their third starter is Marcus Stroman,
Yeah.
who has wanted out from the Yankees for a little while now, and who the Yankees just stopped starting at the end of last season.
Yeah.
And then a couple other guys, I don't even remember their names. So it's gonna be tough. I think their offense is gonna be very good again. Obviously, I like the Bellinger addition. Aaron Judge is gonna do his thing, and it's just Paul Goldschmidt will be it'll be an improvement at first base over what they had with Rizzo and Ben Rice, which
Right.
was crazy to think about for the Yankees. But we'll see how they do. What do you think about that, Jake? What do you think about the Yankees?
Yeah, I actually have the Yankees as third in the division, just based off of injuries. I still think they'll make the playoffs. They'll be, the best.
I think we
wildcard
might
team.
agree on a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
because I agree with you actually.
I think what the AL East is going to look like is Red Sox up top, Orioles, Yankees, Blue Jays, and Rays. I mean, Rays could still shock us because they seem to shock everyone all the time. But I think this is the year where they have to commit to a full rebuild, and I think if the starting rotation can't stay healthy, I feel like the Rays will. So I guess we'll have to see.
Peyton, what do you? I have the
I'm very I like the Orioles just because what they've done with their rebuild and how much young talent they have. But I'm concerned about their pitching, and I feel like losing Santander and Santander. I just like saying Santander.
Americanizing it.
Santander. And Corbin Burns, that's a big. They always have injuries to their rotation. But the thing was, what hurt the Orioles last year was their offense. So. And now they don't have Santander, but I think Jackson Holiday is going to have a breakout season. The Red Sox, you could argue, had the best offseason. I don't trust their rotation to necessarily stay healthy. I think the Red Sox, you could argue, are the favorites. But they haven't done anything in a while. It's just I don't know. I don't feel like they've completely still bought in to what they are. I still like the Orioles. I just think
I
they're
actually-
gonna figure out a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I have the Orioles. I think it's going to be really competitive. I think the winner of this division wins 88, 89 games,
Interesting.
which is crazy to think about. I think the American League is going to be there's not a dominant team, I don't think, in the American League.
Yeah.
I think it's going there's a lot of small market teams in there that have a chance, which is good to see, especially in an era where now the Dodgers are outspending literally everybody, and everybody has an issue with it. But I think the Orioles, I don't want to I feel like nobody's talking about them to actually win this division. I know their rotation. I looked at it, and it's Grayson Rodriguez and 41 or 42-year-old Charlie Morton and Kyle Gibson and Dean Kramer. But I think there is enough. Felix Bautista's coming back for their bullpen. That'll be huge for them.
Craig Kimbrell was such a huge disappointment.
That they lost
he
games
because they
of
had
him.
him over Felix, because Felix Bautista was hurt.
So the Red Sox, I agree, paying with their rotation, their injuries. I feel like Garrett Crochet, I still have to see him be healthy for a full season. It's just he was a reliever and then obviously a starter last year, but he was on a severe innings limit.
Yeah.
The Red Sox, though, they have one of the best managers in baseball, in Alex Cora. I think that's a big bonus for them.
Right.
Like, I think they could be. I like the young hitters of the Orioles. I really.
But you
do.
think of it too with the Red Sox, they got Christian Campbell, they got some of these prospects.
Roman Anthony should make his debut this year. So.
And what's his name that I think the Pirates should have drafted? That also
Marcelo Meyer.
Marcelo Meyer. He's also coming. He's going to be coming up to the major leagues at some point. So they have these Meyer and Christian Campbell obviously made their opening day roster. So they have some really good prospects coming up too that could fill in. Because they got some guys in some positions I don't like, but I love Jaron Duran.
Yeah.
Devers going to play DH. Bregman at third. Casas, if he has a full season, I think he could do well. So this is a very unpredictable division, I think.
Yeah, I have a hard time saying really
definitively who's
Look, the Yankees. I don't know. Their lineup is still very top heavy. I think they have more depth now, though. With not really. They don't. But if they're starting pitch, you still have. If Stroman can I think they'll be okay. I still think they're good enough to be a wild card team with Aaron Judge. If Aaron Judge is doing his thing, and be competitive. Yeah, and another team I know we haven't, but the Blue Jays. There's still so much talent there.
They could be feisty.
Too.
Yeah.
They have some pitchers too. Everything that could have gone wrong for them last year went wrong.
Right.
If Bo Bichette
hits
at all,
Bichette was
I
the
would keep my eye
biggest,
on them as the sleeper, but I have a hard time trusting them.
Yeah, well, you look at the bottom of their lineup, it's gonna be bad because they got a good their top six is okay, but then it's these guys I've never heard before that they have is a potential DH and stuff. I know Varsho's out to start the season. They got Ernie Clement as their starting third baseman. there's some things with the Blue Jays.
I mean, the Blue Jays are at a crossroads because they either need to sign Vladdy or they need to trade him. If you're average to below average at the deadline and you don't have... I heard that they were trying to get a deal together before opening day, but this is opening day and there's no deal, so I don't know.
Yeah, they've been talking even this morning, apparently, but...
I mean, do you commit to a rebuild and just... Or do you, just keep trying to add? Because the Blue Jays have been, over the past few years, have been aggressive in free agency. I mean, getting Santander, excuse me.
Yeah.
And they've gone after guys like Ohtani. I think they went after Judge when he was available.
Yeah.
I think they went after Soto. But they just haven't landed any prize possessions. But as Pirates fans, we wish we'd have Anthony.
Oh my gosh! If we got Santander this off season, I would stop criticizing management. That would be how much.
Yeah,
to a point.
It also is a risk with him, though. I mean, it's a short-term thing whenever you're getting Santander, assuming he's going to regress, but who knows?
He's only 30
player.
or something,
Yeah.
and he's coming off a couple really good seasons in terms of home run production. We need there's some Pirates need some power, but again, and then the Rays are the team we haven't really talked about. They, when healthy, their rotation is I think top 5 in baseball. That's in my opinion. McClanahan, I thought he would be just done After
Yeah.
we saw that, you just see through the dead arm. It was a complete dead arm.
Yeah.
But actually, like the best possible scenario, he's only on the 15-day IL. He could be back soon. But I just really worry about their injuries. I think Junior Caminero could be really good. I think they have some decent Yandy Diaz, Brandon Lau kind of players, but I just think their offense is too mediocre to sustain for them to be more than a 500 kind of ball club this season. But hey, they're the Rays, so you never know. But so what's your order, Jake Bell? What'd you say?
I have Red Sox, Orioles, Yankees, Blue Jays, Rays.
Okay, so I have the same, except I flipped the Red Sox and I have the Orioles, Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, Tampa.
Yeah, same.
You have the same?
Yeah. So
Basically,
we're all
I'll say the same.
basically
Okay.
agreeing.
I didn't write stuff down.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, it's all in the noggin, buddy.
I'm kind of figuring it out as we go along.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the White Sox.
No one.
Should we stay in the East and go to the NL East, or should we stay in the American League?
I like America. Let's do like American League, then we can do
Yeah.
playoff teams at
I
the
got
end.
you.
And I want to talk about the Guardians because I got a bold prediction.
Let's
on
do
the
Central
Guardians.
then.
Yeah.
AL Central.
Yeah.
Another unpredictable.
It is,
That's
it
even
is.
more unpredictable.
Yeah.
I think I went through this one back and forth between, for me, winning the division, Royals and Tigers. That's who I went between. In the end, I have, because I love the Tigers 1-2 punch with Scooble and Flaherty.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted Flaherty. It's kind of crazy. So now he's a 2-year prove-it deal again. But I really like that. I like their bullpen again. I think it's going to be pretty good. It was really good at the end of last season as well. Their offense did better at the end of last season as well. And adding Gleyber Torres is pretty good too. I think in a Detroit kind of environment, he could be maybe perform a little better. If Javier Baez provides anything for this team, they'll consider that a plus.
Yeah.
We love Kerry Carpenter here on the We Are Family podcast.
Yeah. Erie Seawolf
Yeah,
legend
absolutely.
too.
Absolutely.
We love we like Riley Green. I like they got like Juancio Perez as their starting center fielder. I'm kind of concerned there. But I think the Tigers win like 86 games again, kind of like
That's
last
exactly
season.
what I have them doing.
So I have them like 86.
Yeah, I don't think they massively improved from last year.
No.
That's why I have them at 80, because I assume that the young guys will still be good for them. They need Torkelson though bad.
Yeah, they have Cole Keith as their first baseman now, starting first baseman.
Oh
And
yeah, because they got Gleyber
Torkelson
Torres.
on the depth chart. They have him as DH, starting DH for them. This is the year for him.
Yeah.
Like, it's now or never.
It is.
for him. But if he really some clicks, they could be a scary offense, and they could easily win that division. But I have the Royals winning the AL Central,
Interesting.
and it's not because I'm a homer. I like the Royals, but I actually originally had the Twins as I had them winning the
Wow.
division. But I reconsidered. I thought about it a little bit. Maybe I'm second guessing myself, and it's not going to pay off for
Twins,
me.
they don't.
Yeah.
They're not committed to winning right now. I mean,
No.
they should have went in last year, and they didn't. And they're
Well, they're $450 million in debt.
They're injury prone
and
too.
they're trying to sell their team.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to buy them.
I can't
Yeah.
That's a team I can't with that instability. I
Yeah.
can't trust.
But I have them. Yeah, the Twins. They just can't stay healthy. Royce Lewis was running to first base and got hurt again. It's just tough for him. Correa, will he have a full year? Buxton, will he have a full year? I really like Matt Wallner. If you look
Yeah.
at him like last season in a small sample size, he had a really good season. I think this season, if he starts a lot, he could do pretty good. But I think their rotation's okay. It's not the best in that division by a long shot. And their bullpen I really don't like, honestly, other than Duran, who's kind of hit or miss sometimes as well. So I have them ahead of Cleveland actually.
Interesting.
I have Cleveland as fourth, which Matt Philandia, but he's not gonna like. I told him this though. I have him fourth. You go ahead. I'll talk about the Guardians.
No,
after,
you're
but-
good. I'll just go through my 1 through 5. I have the Guardians at 1, Tigers 2, Royals 3, Twins 4, and White Sox 5. It's just I don't see much of a difference between the teams. I think the Twins aren't going to do very well. I think they might sell at the deadline because of, like you said, problems in the very upper management. Not because of the owner necessarily, but them trying to sell the team not working. I think they might rebuild just to, not have to spend so much money. But yeah, that's about what I have. So
Yeah, actually, I changed my mind. I have the White Sox winning the American League Central, and I really
Michael A. Taylor, baby, let's go.
We love Michael.
Michael
Yeah.
A. Taylor. Oh, my
Michael.
Lord.
Hit those random homers against the Astros out of nowhere.
But
That's so fun.
I think the Royals. I love the Brady Singer trade, and Brady Singer was good with the Royals last year. But Jonathan
Yeah.
India gets slept on as a second baseman. He's
I
a
think
good
the
player.
offense will improve. I think their starting rotation might not be as good as last year.
really?
I think because of age.
I
I think the
think they're
Royals'
just-
offense is going to help them stay
Well,
at 85.
they got Reagans at the top. I love Cole Reagans.
Yeah, I do too. I think Waka and Lugo are due to regress.
Okay.
That's what I'm nervous about for them.
But I think they have good depth there. They have.
Right.
I think Bubic is going to pitch pretty well. Actually, he's been
Yeah.
hurt for a while. They've been waiting on him.
Yeah,
And Michael Lorenzen's been a really solid pro.
right.
But I think their offense is deeper. That's been the question with them, and it was kind of surprising last year that they made it because they were so Bobby Witt reliant
They
and like
were.
Salvi Perez and like the top three and Vinny Pasquantino. They were so reliant on them. I think adding in Jonathan India, hoping Hunter Renfro's due to play better than he did last season.
Yeah.
And you figure Michael Massey had a good year. I think the Royals and I think their bullpen they added Estevez. I like that for them. I think they win like 87, 88 games. I think they win the division.
It's just tough. These teams are like all kind of similar, like solid pitching, and just like the offense. There's some question marks.
I think the Guardians' offense is gonna be bad.
Yeah, it depends if Carlos Santana doesn't regress. That's the big thing. 'Cause
Even with Santana, it's like
he's like fine wine, man.
he has.
I think he's gonna be good. I don't think he's gonna be an issue. Honestly, I think it's gonna be like you're relying on Kyle Manzardo to really step
Yeah.
up. You got a Brian Rocchio hitting 208, who's gonna be your starting shortstop. The other guy who's gonna be second base now that you traded Jimenez, who hit like 220 last year. You're hoping on guys to really step up for them.
Yeah, the Guardians last year were a surprise. Like, I think I agree, Nate. I think it's going to be the Tigers or the Royals. I really like the India edition. I was going to mention that. I really like the India edition. But I'm going to go with the team with the best manager, and that's Detroit and on AJ Hinch. And they're riding like crazy momentum going into this season. So I'm going to go with the Tigers. I like Kerry Carpenter didn't have a full year last year. Like I don't think he's reached his potential yet. And yeah, so I'm going to go with the Tigers.
He would be the Pirates' best hitter if he was on their team.
He's
actually.
real, but like
If you
he's
look at his
really
numbers,
good though. Yeah, he's really.
and I love
good.
Brian Reynolds, but
Like as
there's
a
another
pure
level.
hitter, maybe not best all around, but as a pure hitter, Kerry Carpenter.
Just
would
as
be
like
the
a
best.
stats
Yeah.
kind of thing. If you just
Right.
look at his numbers, he was. I mean, nobody talks about him,
I know.
and he's like so good.
Yeah, I remember like in the minor leagues, he just popped off, and I was like, wow. And then I was excited to see him whenever I went to a Seawolves game. And then they called him up to AAA like the day before. I'm like, man, could have just done it one day after. But no,
Wow,
he's
that's-
good. He's
yeah.
a very good player. So
And one more thing with the Guardians, I just think their bullpen was like the best in MLB history last
Yeah.
season.
yeah,
There's
Yeah.
no way it keeps up with that. Now, I think
true.
it's still gonna be really good.
Yeah.
But how is
And
it staying
their
on that
bullpen
level?
Did bad in the postseason. That's why they didn't.
Clase
win. They
was
didn't
not-
beat the
yeah.
Yankees.
I mean, Clase gave up as many runs in the postseason.
But he'll
as he
be
did all
really
year,
good.
pretty
He'll
much,
be
yeah.
really good. But the rotation I think is actually going to be like okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's great. I don't think like unless Shane Bieber comes back healthy and he's like prime Shane Bieber from several years ago.
Yeah.
But they have Tanner Bybee who's pretty good, and then they have Gavin Williams, Ben Lively. These are like okay,
Yeah.
and Luis Ortiz who are like okay, slightly above
Ortiz,
average.
I think is going to be an all-star this year.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's a
you
tough
heard it
take.
here first. You guys want to switch to the AL West?
Yeah. When you guys Peyton, you're looking at it still.
Yeah, go. Yeah, keep doing the same order. I want to go last.
Okay.
Okay.
AL West, yeah. So a lot of people are picking the Rangers this season to win it. I completely understand it. This offense looks really good. Bringing in Jake Berger to play first base.
Yummy.
That's a Connor Howard guy too, Jake Berger.
Jake Berger, he's
Yeah.
an everybody's guy.
He's an
We love
everybody's
Jake
guy,
Berger.
yeah.
I mean,
He's a
Yeah.
burger.
Yeah.
But and obviously they bring in our guy Jock Peterson, who I would have loved to see in a Pirates uniform.
Yeah. He would have been my top target.
Yeah, his numbers last year. So their offense is, and they got Semi and they got Seager. They got Garcia. You figure is going to have a better season.
Yeah.
And then you're hoping Josh Young and some of those young guys. Evan
Wyatt
Carter.
Langford.
Wyatt Langford.
Carter, I think, got
Yeah, he's in the
sent
minors
down,
to start the season. But
yeah.
So they're going to be really good offensively. I have concerns about their starting pitching depth because it's DeGrom, it's Malley, it's there's some good pitchers there, but there's like no depth there, and I just don't see. I can't envision Jacob DeGrom having a full season. I just can't. It's unfortunate. I love Jacob DeGrom, but I don't see it. I worry about their bullpen. Like they lost Jose Leclerc to the A's. I just look at their bullpen and it leaves a lot to be desired for me, in my opinion. I just don't see them. I think the Astros, I don't think they got better, but I think they're kind of just as good as they were last season, which is an 88, 90 win team. So I like they much improved at first base with Christian Walker, with all due respect to John Singleton. But and the Mariners, I mean, the Mariners had a terrible offseason as well because they just didn't address their offense. But I think
they got Rowdy Tellez.
They did.
Did he make the team?
I don't know.
Let's check.
He's on a minor league deal, so I assume they'd have to DFA someone unless
There he is.
He is.
I mean, he's on. Is this
Whoa.
the active? Yeah, active.
Nice. Good for him.
so. The Mariners are going to suck this year.
Oh, don't say that.
With all due respect to Rowdy Tellez. No, but I actually have the Mariners finishing second in the. I have the Mariners making the playoffs this year, actually.
Wow.
And I was a couple days ago. I was like, they're not going to get rewarded by the baseball gods for this offseason.
Yeah.
But I just think Julio Rodriguez has to play better. I think Randy Arozarena is going to play better. J.P. Crawford, I hope he has a full season.
Yeah.
Kyle Raleigh's going to do his
Their
thing.
pitching is so good, man.
Their pitching is so good. Their bullpen's good. I see them winning 86, 87 games, and I think they're going to be the last wild card team in. So that's what I think. And then the A's, I have the Angels a little higher than you, Jake Bell. You're saying the Angels, you think it'd be really bad.
I do. Yeah.
I have them around the 68 to 70 win mark, and I have the which is great. We love that. Peyton's clapping for it, but I have the A's like 72, 73 wins.
Ooh.
I think their rotation is not good still.
Yeah.
They have Osvaldo Bido as their fourth starter. So that's where they're at.
All right. Well, I'll just do the order that I have the AL West. I think Rangers will win it. I am one of those people that are buying in on the Rangers. I have Astros second. I have Mariners third. I have Athletics fourth. And I have Angels fifth. It's just the Rangers. They were hurt by injury last year. They have their World Series score basically here. I hope that DeGrom can have a Chris Sale full season type where he was hurt a while. I just don't know. Astros, I see them regressing a little bit. I think Kyle Tucker, they're going to realize that's going to hurt them
That was a big loss.
Even with the addition of Christian Walker, I think that's going to be tough on them. I think Mariners are exactly an 81-win team. I think their offense will be better this year.
Wow.
But I just don't know how, I think the Mariners rotation will be very good. I just don't know if they can maintain exactly what they did last year where everyone was really good. That's where I'm a little bit concerned about with them. I think Athletics will surprise people and win 76 games. It's just their young core. Everyone's locked up. A lot of these guys are now just focused on playing baseball. I think that's going to help them out a lot. And Angels, I have them as the second worst team in baseball, which I know seems crazy. It's just I don't trust them with how eager they are to bring in these prospects. I think that's going to hurt them. I think it already has hurt Nolan Schanuel's development. We'll see though.
That was they're such a dumb franchise. They brought him up for their remember they brought him up for their playoff run?
Yeah.
And then they completely fell off.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
For who?
Nolan Schanuel.
Remember they brought
Oh yeah.
They brought him up
Yeah.
and they completely
I feel bad
collapsed.
because he's a good hitter, but they call him up too early. I don't know. I've always liked the Angels though because I was obviously a Mike Trout fan.
I like
and Albert Pujols.
You
fan,
look
but-
at though, I think their offense is going to be good because
It could be.
if Trout stays healthy, which is a big if.
Yeah.
Like Jorge Soler,
Yeah.
Taylor Ward.
Yeah.
Their offense
Joe
has
Adele.
never really been the issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
They drafted 20 in the MLB draft, you get 20 picks, right?
Yeah.
One year they drafted, this wasn't too long ago, they drafted 20 pitchers. None of them are going to work out. None of them.
Yeah.
What
They
does that
just
tell you about the
that's
organization?
like impressively awful. It's just
It's
crazy.
wow.
How does that
Yeah.
even happen?
Yeah. But that's what I have.
Kenley
though.
Jansen, though.
Yeah, they have
Kenley
Kenley
I kind of
Jansen.
want the
Kikuchi,
Pirates
they
to
got
maybe get them.
Kikuchi,
They do have.
Yeah, but they way
The
overpaid on
professor
him.
Kyle Hendricks.
That's right, Kyle Hendricks.
And Tyler
With the
Boyd,
Angels,
Tyler
wow.
Anderson. I love Tyler
Anderson.
Anderson.
He became a good pitcher, Tyler Anderson.
started with the Buccos. That's where it all began.
I know. Oscar Marin, the soft-throwing lefties extraordinaire, just brings them back to life. Jose Quintana, too.
You know, I want to. I don't think you guys have talked about the Astros. Like, I'm looking at their team. Like, here's the thing. Last year, they started off so terribly, remember? And they had to
they come all the way
back. And that's exhausting. You know what I mean? That's exhausting.
Yeah.
And their pitching, I believe, faced some injuries in the postseason, didn't it?
Well, they had so many injuries to their pitching staff last season.
It's just everything that went wrong. And they still made the playoffs. And I didn't like their new GM concerns me. Like
he's kind of goofy. He's making
goofy. But I like what they did this offseason, though.
He's aggressive, though. He's been aggressive.
You get Paredes to replace Bregman. You get Christian Walker, because first base was a big issue. They just solved that. Yeah. Right?
Jose Abreu. That sucks.
Jose Abreu and John Singleton.
Dude, they have Josh Hader in the back end with Brian Abreu, and they still got, Valdez. Who else is in their rotation? Hunter Brown, right? He's a starter.
Hunter Brown's really good.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win the division. I have them winning the division.
Oh, really? I thought you said Seattle.
No, I have Seattle make it as a wild card.
Yeah.
I have them right. I have the Astros winning like 88, 89 games, somewhere around there.
Because I was on the Rangers hype train, but looking at their who is in their bullpen?
Yeah, look at the Rangers bullpen, and you're gonna be like, what is going on here?
Yeah. But I think the big key for them is if they have Nate Eovaldi back and healthy, and they have Bruce Bochy, you know what I mean? You can't count them out. Kumar Rocker.
You're looking at
Jack Leiter.
You're looking at those two. You're gonna need one of them to be really good for you. You're asking a lot of that. I feel like they're gonna score a lot of runs, but I think they're gonna give up a lot of runs, in my opinion, when Jacob deGrom and Eovaldi are not pitching. It is kind of crazy. I still have them winning like 84. I have them like 84 and 78 or something for the Rangers. That seems about right for me. But I don't know. Something's just off with this.
I don't know who's their back.
I don't know who's going to close games out for them.
Well, going back to Jack Leiter, as much as you guys know, I am a big Henry Davis guy. Drafting Henry Davis is actually better than Jack Leiter, because not only would Jack Leiter not have been very good for us as well,
draft class was.
But Jack Leiter is signed for $3 million more, which means most likely we don't get Bubba Chandler if we draft Jack Leiter.
Good point, Jake. So. Yeah, and
we've talked about this.
Yeah.
What you're saying is correct. If you have the number one pick, you got to find a way to get it right.
That's true.
And I think part of it was that draft class was just
I can't
tell you one guy who was great from that draft class. Yet.
Like Colton Cowser would have been the best number one pick for the Pirates.
But he was in the late first
exactly,
round.
or top 10, I think pick. I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was projected to go late, I think. But anyway, so Peyton, did you want to finish up with the AL West?
Okay. I was with the Rangers, but I'm going to go with the Astros. I just feel like you got Yordan Alvarez and Jose Altuve, man. Those guys are just, especially Alvarez. And I trust their bullpen more and their pitching. I just trust their pitching more, especially with the injuries. So, and the Mariners, they're just dysfunctional. I know their rotation is great, but things could get worse.
Right.
So I'm gonna go with the Rangers or the Astros. Rangers, I think, could find a way though to make the playoffs for sure, and the Mariners could. But yeah.
All right, but
what about the A's? How about the A's to make
the A's,
it?
I love their offense, man. I love their offense.
Yeah.
But like you said,
they're gonna give up full of runs.
Yeah, I'm glad. At least they're spending now.
Yeah.
All right.
They're going to Las Vegas.
Well, before we go to the National League, why don't we go with playoff predictions for the American League? Division winners, obviously, we already mentioned that, but then the other 3 wildcard teams.
Okay, so I have the Orioles. I already mentioned I have the Orioles, the Royals, and the Astros winning the divisions. I have the Red Sox, Yankees, and Mariners making the playoffs as wild cards. I had the Tigers in there over the Yankees actually, but I was like, I just can't take the Yankees out of the play. I just feel like their offense is just so good. Aaron Judge will lead them into the playoffs or something.
All right, so here's how I'm gonna do it. Were you done?
No, I'm done. I've been talking a lot.
All right, so AL Central, Detroit, Kansas City. Those teams come out of there. I think there'll be 2 teams. Then we'll have Baltimore and Boston. Astros, Texas, and then I'll have the Yankees.
I think you named like you named like 8
You named
playoff
like 8,
teams.
yeah.
No, I didn't. Wait.
Yeah, you named
Orioles,
3 AL
Red
Central.
Sox. No, I didn't. Orioles, Red Sox, Yankees, Tigers, Royals. That's 5.
And then
then one
Astros,
more.
Rangers. That's
Astros,
7.
Rangers.
That's 7. You need
Oh
6.
shoot.
One of them's gotta go.
Wait. Okay, I'm an idiot. Baltimore. I'll say. Wait. Astros, Rangers, Guardians, Royals. Or I'm sorry, Tigers, Royals. Orioles, Red Sox. Cashman, you're out. Sorry.
Oh.
Cashman's
Wow.
out.
All right, I have Red Sox and Rangers are winning the division and getting the buys. I have the Guardians playing against the Astros in the one wild card series, and then I have the Orioles against the Yankees divisional matchup in the other wild card series.
So you have. Okay. So you have one. Who do you? So you have
Jake,
one out of the
I've-
Central.
Can you write down my teams for me
Yes.
on another piece of paper
I
so
got
we
you.
can keep this?
So I have I will in 1 second. I have Red Sox,
Actually, I
Orioles,
can just do it in a
Yankees.
Google Doc. Don't
Are you
don't
sure?
need to do
Okay.
that. Yeah.
So I have AL East. I have 3 teams. AL Central. I have 1 team.
One
AL
team,
West
okay.
team. I have 2.
Okay. Who has the best record in the American League? Who do you?
I have the Red Sox. Red Sox have the best. I have Orioles as second best, but obviously they can't get the bye, so the Rangers have the bye.
Is that kind of crazy that the Red Sox could, in theory, actually
Yeah.
have the best record in the American League
I-
after like last season? and
I
stuff?
think the winner of the AL East will have the best record in the American League, but 94 wins is not
I
much
think-
for it being the best.
Oh, you
Yeah,
have
so I think
94.
we'll-
So I
yeah.
have the best team in the American League as the Astros winning 90 games.
Wow.
I have a lot of parity
Man, why can't the Pirates be in the American
in the
League? That'd be
American.
awesome.
Well, I don't think the Pirates would make it in the American League either because.
Really?
No, I would have them still as an 83 win teamers. I still wouldn't have them in the playoffs.
I could still compete. I don't know.
They
We'll
can
see.
compete for it, but
Yeah.
I just don't. The Red Sox, I think they'll make it. The Orioles, I think the Astros and Orioles will finish like with the same record. Honestly, in my opinion, I think somewhere around 90 wins. But I think there's a lot of parity in the American League.
Yeah.
Much more so than the National League, where it's there's a few teams. There's the Dodgers, and then there's like a second tier that still I think is much better than even the Astros will be this season.
Right.
In my opinion.
All right. Well, next we've got National League. Should we start with the East?
Sure. Yeah. Let's
All
go
right.
into the East.
Nate, go for it.
I think we have strong. We all kind of have the same opinion.
Yeah,
on
because we
the
talked
East.
about it before. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the Braves this
Yeah.
season in the American League, National League East. I think getting Acuna back at some point, hopefully in the next month or so, couple months. I don't know when he's coming back, but getting Strider back. I think they had a lot of injuries last season in their rotation, and with Acuna, it's such a big loss for them.
Mm-hmm.
Past couple of years, he's been the ACL injuries obviously for him have really hurt. But then the Braves won the World Series on the first one.
Yeah.
But I think the Jerkson Profar addition, another smart move by Alex Anthopoulos. They're a well-run organization. I like their rotation. I like AJ Smith-Shawver or whatever. I can't remember his last name, but I like him. I like obviously Strider. I like what they have there.
Spencer Schwellenbach.
Schwellenbach.
Yeah.
Schwellenbach.
Wasn't he the guy we hit
Schwendelbach.
off of last year? They
Schwendelbach.
called him up from like Double-A. I think he
don't
was. He
even
did
know.
really well.
Yeah.
Wow, he did really well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
They just bring people up and they're good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
the
I think their
Braves.
offense is excellent. I think they're just going to be they're a well-oiled machine. I think they win 95 games this season, the Braves. 95 or 96 games. I have the Phillies like at 92 wins, honestly. I have them pretty high as well. They bring basically everybody back. They add Kepler. They add Jesus Luzardo in a trade. I think he could be really good for them. Their rotation's excellent again. I think it's right below the Mariners in terms of deepest because they can go 6 deep, and I feel really confident about who they have. Their lineup's going to be really good again, and I think their bullpen's going to be better. I think it is, honestly. So, and the Mets, I have the Mets as making the playoffs still and really good. I just think the rotation concerns me a bit. I don't like Griffin Canning starting any games for any team.
Yeah.
The Angels had to option him like every year. And he has a 5 ERA every season. But I like Drew Peterson and McGill is like back end guys, but I don't like them too high up in their rotation. We see Manaya's hurt right now. Kodai Senga's hurt. There's some questions there, and Clay Holmes is your opening day, so I just think there's some issues there with the Mets, and their bullpen will be okay, and their offense is elite, I think, but I have issues with their rotation. Marlins are going to be bad. Nationals, I like their offense. I really do like their offense. I like Dylan Cruz. I like James Wood. I like Luis Garcia actually as their second baseman, and I think Keibert Ruiz is going to bounce back a little bit this season. Their pitching I really don't like. I really don't like their starting rotation. I really hope what's his name? Mike Soroka.
Yeah.
I really hope he has a really good.
So good
because he was so good with the Braves
Yeah.
his rookie season. It was just like out of nowhere. Just he was excellent, and then he was with the White Sox last year and he was bad. I'm hoping that he can kind of reclaim a little bit of that. And I hope Mackenzie Gore pitches well. But I think they're a 74, 75 win team that could really scare people and play them in September.
All right, well, I have Braves at number 1. I think they're going to be the second best team in the MLB, let alone the National League. It's just everyone has recency bias, I feel. Everyone looks at the Juan Soto signing, and they're like, wow, the Mets, and everyone forgets that the Braves nearly won 90 games without Acuna for most of the year and Strider for basically the entire year. I mean, it took Chris Sale stepping up for them to really, be a playoff team. But I think everyone's sleeping on them. I think they'll win 97 games and win that division. I do have Phillies second. They're consistent. Age is going to catch up to them eventually, but for now they're a very good team.
Yeah, they're still at the edge of their
Exactly.
Their best players are like 32, and they're
Right.
still performing.
Yeah, so I have them at 94 wins. I think Mets will only win 85. It's just they are so injured in the rotation. I don't think their offense is going to be enough to win them more games, considering how tough the National League East and the entire National League will be. I do have Nationals winning 80 games. I think they're really going to compete till the very end. I don't think they're that far off from the Mets, as much as everyone's going to say that I'm wrong about that. I think the Nationals could be competitive, and I have the Marlins last at 63 wins.
Yeah, so I feel I have a better feel for the National League just because I watch more National League baseball because we're Pirates.
And it seems like there's just more. It seems like it's just a little muddier in the AL in terms of all these teams.
Yeah. I honestly, I feel like you could flip a coin between Atlanta and Philadelphia and winning the division. It's going to be about the young guy, organizationally, which young guys are going to step up and who stays healthy, right? And yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Phillies just because you guys went with the Braves mainly. I think I'm gonna go with the Phillies.
All right.
I think they
their
could win it.
rotation. I trust their rotation. I think to stay healthier. And Bryce Harper, he was out wasn't he out a lot last year?
He's been hurt on and off.
Like-
the
So
I
last
think
couple
to start
years.
the year was last year the year where he was first base full time for the first
I
time. 'Cause I
think
think he
so,
missed time
yeah.
early, and then late May or something, he was getting acclimated to the position.
Right.
Yeah, I really have no big time opinion on whether it's going to be the Braves or the Phillies. My big opinion is I think the Mets do not make the playoffs. I think. Look, last year they were a Cinderella
Wouldn't that be
story.
something? That'd be
I mean,
Well, Mets is coming back.
I know I'm
think.
spoiling it, but I have them barely making the playoffs. So,
I think-
I'm not far off.
Look, their rotation last year was not all that special, in terms of when you looked at it on paper, but everyone did what they were supposed to. Everyone lived up to their potential. And it's not like their rotation significantly improved. Clay Holmes turning into a starter could really work out. And then you have Kodai Senga, but you lost Luis Severino, who was good. He was okay, but after that, I don't know who you got here. I can't. Their AJ Minter's a good add to their bullpen. I will say that.
Yeah.
But and here's the thing: when you sign a guy like Acuna, Soto,
They have Acuna, don't they? Don't they have?
they have Luis
Luis
Angel.
on
now.
He's actually
Yeah.
starting. Now he is. I think their offense is going to be very good. But when you sign a guy like Soto, that either gives you a bunch of momentum or it just ruins the flow. Because look, they gave him so much money. They gave his family a suite. It's a lot. It's a big distraction. I feel like, and Soto's going to be really good, but there's just a lot of personalities. Lindor, Soto. Is that team going to gel? And now you have Pete Alonso. It's just a lot of big names. It kind of reminds me of the Nationals the one year where like there's just a lot of big names and everyone expect them to do really well, and they end up winning like 80 games. I just feel like the Mets. Yeah, I think we're just overreacting to a Cinderella year. And I think there's just some teams who have been more quiet under the radar this year that we'll talk about that'll give them a run for their money in the wild card.
Interesting. Well, I think we'll go to NL West because I think saving NL Central for last works best for us. So NL West. What you got, Nate?
So I think the Rockies are a strong favorite.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And I think,
yeah. I mean, Coors Field, they'll hit bangers.
I think Chris Bryant playing
Are they
20,
going to be the
28
worst
games.
team?
I have them.
I have them as tied for the worst National League team, but not the worst team.
I think
could
the
be.
White. I think the White
Yeah, I
Sox
have the
are
White
still.
Sox.
I think the Marlins are worse too. Actually, I think because they're just always hurt. Their rotations, like their strength, and they're just really hurt there still. Yeah, I mean the Dodgers are gonna win the division, and they're gonna cruise because they are the most talented team I've seen since I've ever watched. I think they're the most talented team I've ever seen, like with my own eyes.
Yeah, on paper.
On
definitely.
paper. The question will be injuries, but still, this is a team that even hurt could win close to
They got
100
depth.
games.
I mean, their rotation, like last now May, like
their
those guys are
rotation
injury
is so
prone.
deep.
Kershaw, but still, yeah, they're so deep. It doesn't matter.
They got 10 guys who could pitch.
yeah, and then Ohtani, like
yeah, they are. I don't buy into the 2001 the Mariners breaking the record or anything. I don't think it happens.
I don't have them even coming close.
I have them winning like 101 games, maybe somewhere around there. I just don't. I think they're going to be great. I think they'll save it for the playoffs. It was just ridiculous what they did in the offseason. So something got to change in that regard. But there needs to be a salary cap and a floor. But the floor comes with the salary cap in baseball. Every league has a salary cap and a floor. I'm not just saying that because the Pirates didn't do nothing. I'm just like, when the Yankees are complaining about it, then there's a real issue.
Yeah.
In the sport.
But honestly, like the sad thing is, as long as there's no dynasties and a lot of different teams are winning the World Series,
right?
The MLB's not going to fight with the MLBPA.
Well, that's the big thing. So we'll talk about this coming up and whenever, but the labor thing runs out, the CBA at the end of 2026, and people are saying there could be a lockout because the owners are going to push for a salary.
Oh yeah,
cap.
they will.
But
And the players don't want that.
Lock it out. Lock
It up.
Lock up, dude. We need a salary cap.
Yeah, it's
bro.
just the players have so much control, and that goes back to all the different strikes. I just
Their
don't see a
union,
salary
the
cap
players' union in
happening.
baseball is really strong.
It is. I just don't see a salary cap happening. I just don't. I don't know.
I don't see it.
I'd rather. I don't know. Maybe it's just me being such a baseball fan, but I'd rather them not have a salary cap than miss a year or years of baseball.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
I don't like the idea of lockouts. I think, and baseball has some serious momentum right now with the rule change. But back to the NL West here, Diamondbacks made a great addition with Corbin Burns. They made a great addition bringing in Josh Naylor to replace Christian Walker. Now, Jordan Montgomery's out for the year now. I don't think he was going to be like a marquee. He's kind of fallen off a bit. But I think he would have had a bounce-back season. I just can't picture him having another terrible season like he did. But that kind of hurts. But I do like their rotation now. And their top three, I really like it with Fott. I like him as well. I think he's going to have a good year.
I think he'll be a reliever eventually, but that's for that's for a different day, yeah.
And I think their bullpen kind of concerns me again. Last year wasn't great. That was one of the issues with their team. They had the best offense in baseball.
Yeah.
But their starting pitching and their bullpen wasn't great. But I think their starting pitching, if it stays healthy, is going to be really good. I love their offense. I think Corbin Carroll's going to hit a lot better. I can't see him. He really turned it on at the end of last season.
Yeah.
I think he'll have a good season this season. And we love Ketel. I love Ketel Marte. I love his game. He's such an unheralded kind of guy. I think the Diamondbacks win 92 to 93 games this season. Padres, I think the Padres are still good. I like the Nick Pivetta move. I like some of the veteran guys they brought in.
Mm-hmm.
I like. I don't like they lost Profar. I think they should have brought him back. I think Jackson Merrill's going to be really good. I think Tatis and Machado. I think they'll figure it out. And I like the rotation, so I think they win 85 games, 86 games, and try to get a wild card. Giants 83 wins or something to me. There's something with the Giants. I just can't see them taking a big step.
Just screams mid.
No.
I
I
like Willie
agree.
Adames. I like Justin Verlander. There's just something missing there. It's just like there's a lot of good players in their offense.
Mm-hmm.
I think Willie Adames is a really good player. I don't think he's that great player. Matt Chapman isn't the people make him out to be like a good off. Like he's a
good,
he's
he's a
a
great
good-
defender.
yeah.
He's a
too,
great
and he hits
defender.
30 home
Yeah,
runs.
he's a great defender and a good enough offensive player.
but he's not like a star.
I
Like,
mean,
Right.
He's a pretty good offensive. I mean, he's not a star. He's not.
He's good enough. Like he's good.
They need a
he's just
star.
not
Very
elite.
good.
Yeah.
He's not okay. He's not great. He's very good. Okay, let's put it in between good and great. Can we?
We'll
can
meet
we
in the
settle
middle.
on
We'll meet
that?
in the middle.
yeah,
We'll
he's,
meet in
he's
the
Okay.
good. He's pretty good, which is better than good.
Better than
But it's not
good.
very good. It's not
Debating
great.
on Matt Chapman.
We're getting all these tiers of them, but and I think their rotation's good. I really like Logan Webb, and Verlander's gonna do his thing still at whatever
old. He's
50,
gonna get hurt.
8 years old.
Yeah.
But I just think
8 years old.
yeah, what is he? Isn't he? He's something like that. But yeah, I think they're an 82, 83 win team. I think they're and those fighting it out for a wild card, and then the Rockies. I think the Rockies are better than the Marlins. I think.
Yeah.
I think their rotation.
They always have some good moments, you know.
Yeah.
have their-
because the
it's
course
course
field. Yeah.
field,
right?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
But I think they're.
It
I
levels
think
the playing field a little for
like
them.
Kyle Freeland's a decent pitcher. I don't know what the status is with Herman Marquez if he's pitching now because
Yeah.
he came
He's
back
been
at the end of
around
last
forever,
season.
man.
Yeah.
It
But he's
feels
been
like.
hurt. Antonio Senzatella. Like I just
Is
read,
he still on the Rockies?
he is. I'm pretty sure he's
I
still
know they
there.
extended him. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
ago.
both of them were extended, but he's been hurt. He's been hurt the past
Extended?
couple of years.
Yeah.
Is he on there? Are you looking at them?
They pitched 3 games last year.
Well, they extended him
They extended
a
him
few
like a
years
few-
ago. Yeah,
yeah.
they didn't extend him recently.
He's
got hurt against the
terrible.
Pirates.
He's not good. He's.
Senzatella.
Oh my
That was,
God.
it's hard to get really good.
Do you
pitchers
remember
for the
that? That was in
Rockies.
2023. He got hurt against the
I think
Pirates.
the Rockies should just move.
I think they should just play in a
Move.
dome. They should just play in
Move
a
to
dome.
another city.
Just play in a dome.
Or in a dome or something. Yeah, like
Like-
their ballpark is so nice.
I don't
It is,
think they should move. I don't want them moving. They are a good. You look at their attendance. They are top 8
Yeah.
like
You know,
every year.
Tampa Bay's going to be moving because
Yeah, they have to.
Well, they have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to. In Tampa, they have nowhere to be.
Yeah.
Where are they
Right,
gonna go?
But that's what I'm saying because they
Yeah.
didn't- they said
That
we're
screams
not
like-
going to build the park anymore.
Yeah.
That
So-
screams like Nashville or something. Nashville really wants a team, or
Yeah.
you know. that's-
Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nashville really wants. You haven't heard?
Well, I mean, it's a warm. You'd think that would be like a baseball kind of town.
They do have a AAA team though. So
Nashville Sound. Is it the
How about
Sounds?
Montreal? What about Montreal?
I would
That's
like
gonna be-
Montreal, but
yeah.
nobody's saying anything about Montreal. But anyway, I think the Rockies are better than. I like their offense a little more. I think they're better than the Marlins,
yeah.
but they're not. They're a joke of a franchise too. they're just a mess as well, and they just make the dumbest moves. We'll see if Mickey Moniak does anything.
Mickey
But
Moniak,
I'm not gonna
let's go.
poo-poo on that move. That was
No,
that was
it's
a decent.
low, I mean, they're a rebuilding team. Low
Yeah.
high reward.
but they
But they
they're
haven't
no, but they're like
yeah,
not
they
a
are.
rebuilding
Yeah,
team.
yeah, that is. Yeah.
We think of them as a rebuilding team, but
Right.
they don't think. They remember their owner. He was like, "We want to win 80 games." He said
Yeah.
that a couple of years. They won like 60. We're gonna win
Yeah.
80. We want to win. We could be at 500 this season. They
Yeah.
were 60 and 102 or something.
All right. Well, I'll go with my NL West takes. Obviously the Dodgers #1. I think they'll win 102 games, win that pretty easily. Second, I have Diamondbacks winning 90. At first, I was a little skeptical, but then I realized how good their offense still is, even with Jock Peterson and Christian Walker not there anymore. Giants, I have third, winning 83 games. I actually do think they'll be better than the Padres. It's just, I don't know.
I can see it.
You know, it's just, they're mediocre, but like I have a feeling that the Padres, who have 81 wins, I think they fall off a little bit. Their manager is probably the best manager they've had under the Preller era, in my opinion. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. Now the Rockies at dead last, but I don't know. I like the Rock. I've always liked the Rockies.
You have it 63. That's like
I
what I
have
was thinking in
63.
my head.
Yeah,
63.
So I want them to win more. I hope they do. They could win 70, but Peyton.
Yeah, look, the Diamondbacks, man, I'm high on the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, they lost Christian Walker, but no one's talking. Like, I forgot about this, and they're like, Josh Naylor is a
good hitter.
Diamond.
He's a
Dude,
really
Josh
good
Naylor is you could argue he's better than Christian Walker. Like
He's
as a
an
hitter.
RBI
Like,
machine.
Dude, he's a horse. Ketel Marte, and the big thing for them is Corbin Carroll going to be back. But he did like at the end of the year, he really.
Yeah.
Well, everyone
ended up having a
forgets
decent
in the
year.
beginning of the year last year, he was hurt. Like he was battling a bad injury that was hurting his swing like crazy.
Jake McCarthy dude, he's a
He's
speedster,
good.
and he
Yeah.
improved last year.
That was
with
like
his back.
there was a guy that there was like Pirates trade speculation.
Yeah, I
People were
saw
like, we
that,
need to
yeah.
trade for Jake. I would have loved to see
I would have
that.
been cool
But
with that.
what
Yeah.
makes the Diamondbacks rotation this year, I think, is going to be really much better with Corbin Burns, because Zach Gallen is really a 2. Now you have Corbin Burns up there. And then don't forget Eduardo Rodriguez,
Yeah.
former Tiger. He was hurt all of last year. And their bullpen, I remember when they played us, like getting AJ Puck was really, really good. Then you have Merrill Kelly as a 4-starter. Like, that's pretty good.
They have the one dude who I remember when we played.
Justin Martinez.
Who
he
throws like 100.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Like, that's good. I don't know who their closer is. Is it Puck or is it
I think
that
they're
guy?
predicting Martinez, I want to say.
Okay.
I think.
And Joe Mantiply.
He's not.
He was an all-star a couple years ago. Yeah.
He's not
last year.
that. He's not that. I don't.
Nate.
Am I thinking of the wrong guy?
6-2 with 3.92 ERA, 75 games.
But
That's
like as a
1.17
reliever,
win.
like if you look at starter terms, add an earn run average to it, and that's
I think of a different
Yeah,
guy.
like, that's what's
1.7
comparable. Yeah.
I'm thinking of a different guy. I think because the one guy I was thinking
Shelby
about.
Miller. They still have him. Or did he? Wasn't he? Didn't they make
Pirate
a bad
legend.
trade for him one year?
Yeah, that was Dansby
The Pirates
Swanson.
revitalized his career.
Yeah, I mean, not really. I think the
that
Dodgers,
did.
but
Yeah.
Dude, so I like the Diamondbacks. So obviously the Dodgers, we know they're going to win. So I like the Diamondbacks to be second. I disagree with you about San Diego. San Diego's they're such a star-studded team with Tatis.
yeah,
And
they are. But like
manager,
they're an every other year
But
team.
you
though.
talked about that manager.
I did, yeah,
That manager's got
they
them
did.
together now.
Yeah.
And let me look at their roster real quick. There was something I wanted to say. And their bullpen, dude, like Jason Adam, what's his name? Robert Suarez. That's good at the back end.
It is. Yeah.
That's very solid. And yeah, I think they have too many good hitters still. And they got the OMG guy too, Jose
Iglesias.
Iglesias. I just think in the NL, like I just think the AL is I think deeper, but a lot more question marks. Where the NL, it's like we know who the good teams are, and then after that, it's like, eh.
Yeah.
I like the Padres to make the wild card.
The World Series.
Dude,
I have the
World
Padres. I think you say
Series.
World Series.
Dude, they were one win away from, and their GM is aggressive. He'll go out if they have issues. He's gonna go.
But they have
out
like
and-
nobody to trade. They have like no prospects left.
Well,
Who do they have
he'll
left?
figure it out. I mean, this guy, he's And the Giants. Here's the thing with the Giants. They're one of these teams. They need to rebuild. They've been stuck in the past, stuck in just being okay, mediocre. Now they're like adding Willie Adom. Like that's not going to get them over the top.
Yeah.
Like their rotation is Logan Webb, and then after that, what? Robbie Ray,
Ray.
But he could be good if he's healthy.
Eh.
He's just always hurt.
I just think this division's too much for them, and I just think they need to get younger, and they need to. It's like they just still have a lot of the same dudes, like Yastrzemski and who's the one dude they always have, Lamont Wade.
Oh, he's
it's
good
just-
though.
He
He's
had
a
an
good
MVP
player.
vote in 2021. Fun fact.
But
One
they,
MVP.
They
vote.
have some guys like Elliot Ramos should be pretty good.
Yeah,
again.
he's a good player.
It's just like
Yeah.
eh,
I agree. It's just
it's not good enough. It's not.
yeah.
Chung-Hoo Lee, if he
he's
turns
hurt.
out to
He's
be
hurt.
really good. No,
He's hurt again.
he's not.
I'm pretty sure he's hurt again.
Again?
Yeah.
He was in there in spring training.
Yeah, but I think I got hurt again. Let me.
I would just be. I just feel like the Giants. And last year, I kind of was like, okay, the Giants are kind of unstable because they should have been selling, and I think they did sell, and then they traded for Mark Canha for no reason.
I know,
I'm
he's
I'm like, this
healthy.
organization's a mess. Like,
He's
what are
healthy.
they doing?
My bad. He's healthy.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know why
Jung-Hoo
the-
Lee. But
yeah.
like their trade deadline moves last year. I just feel like they're one of these teams like they're not sure what they're doing, and they're
Right.
just stuck in the middle.
This article is Jung-Hoo Lee, G1 Bay make opening day rosters.
Hey.
It must be.
We never talked about G. Let's get to the bucket.
Oh no, we're gonna get
Well,
into that.
we'll get to the Central.
What's our standings prediction in the West then?
Oh, I have Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Padres, and all three of those teams make the playoffs.
Nice.
Okay, and then Giants, Rockies.
Yeah.
I assume. Yeah, I have the same.
All right, National League Central, saving the best for last, but actually I have them as the worst division.
I have the Pirates winning 50 games this year.
No slander. I'm excited for opening day. I don't want that 50.
I'm very
win crap.
negative today. I'm not. I got a bad taste in my mouth because I was looking at the NL and I was just like.
But what are your National League predictions or National League Central predictions?
So this might surprise people. I have Milwaukee winning the division again.
Really?
I do. I'm just not.
I thought we were both on Cincinnati.
But I changed.
We both are on.
No,
Cincinnati.
I was on Cincinnati, but I changed my mind
We're on
today.
to Cincinnati.
We're on to Cincinnati. I have the Reds as being pretty good still, but I think I think their lineup's better than it was last year even. Yelich, Contreras, Churrio's going to take the next step. I think Garrett Mitchell, a full year for him, is going to be really beneficial. Man, I think their bullpen, they lost Devin Williams. They missed him for a lot last year too. They didn't blink. I think they're always going to be good in there. And then their rotation is a bunch of mid guys, but they just find a way to be good. Yeah. Tobias Myers always gave the Pirates trouble.
Except Kutch did hit a leadoff homer off him in his debut, I'm pretty sure, right? I'm almost positive.
He did hit a home run. I can't remember, but I remember Tobias Myers in that Paul Skeens start against the Brewers. They were matching each other.
Yeah.
It was 0-0 for the longest time.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens was pitching a gem and the 0-0 still. But they ended up winning that game. He had a no-hitter for a while. But I think the Cubs could be really good as well. I really like what they did with their bullpen. People were saying they didn't really do nothing other than Kyle Tucker. They did some really good stuff with their bullpen if you look.
Like under the radar.
And they got Ryan Presley, who's a pretty big name, although he's kind of regressing a little bit as he ages here.
Yeah.
But I think their rotation, if it stays healthy, is really good with Imanaga, with Steele, with Tyone. I think Matt Boyd, I don't know. We don't know about Matt Boyd at the end, but I think their rotation is going to be okay. And I think now, I would have preferred for them to keep Bellinger and trade it like a Suzuki or something. Then you could have had a Bellinger, Happ, and Tucker outfield. I think that would have been excellent for them.
Yeah.
But I think their infield's good. I think that Shaw kid's going to be pretty good. They think they have high hopes for him. I don't see a huge weakness for them, but I don't see them winning more than 87. I think they're an 87 win team again, for the Cubs.
Again, they weren't an 87 win team.
A couple years ago, they were 80. They were 84 a couple years ago, I think. But I think they're somewhere around there. The Reds, I like the Reds. I love their manager. If the Pirates would have done the right thing and fired Sheldon right after the season, they could have had Terry Francona, Western Pennsylvania guy.
He's a good manager, Francona.
He is an excellent manager. Everywhere he goes, he wins. He brings the right attitude. I love everything about him. I like their rotation now. I love the Brady Singer addition. Hunter Green's going to be excellent. Andrew Abbott's going to be excellent.
Is so, no one talks about how good Hunter Green is.
Their bullpen's better again this year. And I like the Austin Hayes addition. I like their infield. I like their second and short, obviously, with McLean and De La Cruz. Questions about first and third for them. Jamer Candelario was not good. And they got Christian Encarnacion Strand. They're going to need something out of him. And Noelvi Marte. For sure, but I like the Reds as well. I think they're an 85, 86 win team for me. I have the Pirates. I'm being generous here. I'm being generous today. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
I have them at 81 and 81.
That's exactly why I have them.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah, I have them at 81.
I have them at 81 and 81. I think they win a few more close games, but I think nothing else really changes. I'll let you guys talk more about them. I don't really want to talk about them.
All right, so for the National League Central, I have the Reds winning it all. Winning the
Winning it all.
Winning the World Series.
Champions.
Yes. No, I have them winning 86 games, winning the Central. I think the young guys will improve. Terry Francona being a manager, that's huge for them. It's just I trust the young guys developing more than some of these other teams. I have Pirates actually second with 81 wins. I know that's like a low total for being second in the division. It's just I expect the Pirates. I expect the Pirates to be better, and I expect some of these National League Central teams to be worse. And one of those will be the Cubs. I have them at third with 80 wins, just below the Pirates. It's just I like Craig Counsell as a manager. I don't completely trust him. And with Kyle Tucker, with the additions in the bullpen, I don't think
a likable guy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's just I just don't like the Cubs. It's just. I still feel like there's a lot of issues with the infield with the Cubs, in my opinion. Even though they are bringing up Shaw, who's gonna be good. I assume it's just he's young though.
I don't think the
know.
Cubs got significantly better.
No, other than Tucker. I mean, I don't.
They got Tucker, but they lost Paredes, who they acquired.
But he was bad.
Yeah.
But he was bad. With
He was
them.
bad
But
with them.
Paredes, bro, like he's a good play. Like
Yeah.
He'll be good in Houston because in that left field.
Yeah, he will be. But I have Brewers fourth. I think they drop off significantly. I only have them at 78 wins. I think injuries pile up on them this year. So.
I'm just messing with you.
And I have the Cardinals fifth with 68 wins. I don't think they're going to be a good team. They have some guys. It's just, I don't know. I think this is the time where they're going to trade a lot of people at the deadline. I think it's for the better. I think that their competitive window has run its course.
Cardinals are going to hang in there, and then they're just going to
They made
fall
a
off,
rare bad decision. What's really started this rebuild, I don't want to call it a rebuild, but was choosing Marmol over Mike Schilt. Firing Mike Schilt was like the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's tough.
And now he's doing a great job. But the Cardinals, they had the same like run differential as the Pirates did last year, which indicates they should have won like 76 games, and they got worse. They lost people. They didn't add anything. They literally had nothing.
Their lineup is kind of sneaky. Like I like their.
But they still got Nolan Gorman playing second base. I don't. They needed to trade Arenado and put him at third base.
I just think like this is not a team that's looking to compete just based on how the organization's acting.
They could have like Jordan Walker could have a big year or something. I think, but
and their rotation is just
it's
All right, well, Peyton, how about your National League Central prediction?
That's another one. I could flip a coin between the Reds and the Brewers, but it's an important coin because I don't think there's going to be two teams coming out of this division. I don't
either. I don't have that
I
either.
really like the Brewers still. They've lost some pieces though. But I still think they have a strong young core with the pitching and the offense. But no Willie Adames. I still don't think like that's going to be a huge because they have hold on, who am I? I'm thinking of somebody but I can't remember his name.
Who's their shortstop now? I'm forgetting.
Joey Ortiz.
Is he going to be shortstop? I thought it was a third baseman.
No, he's a third baseman.
No. Are they moving him to short? I thought I saw
Maybe
Oliver
they are,
Dunn. I thought I saw Oliver Dunn was their third baseman.
Maybe.
Which I was concerned
Oliver
about.
Dunn, who is that?
He's just some random guy that they're gonna put somewhere.
Yeah.
The Brewers just, I'm gonna go with the Reds just because I want to see the Reds. But like I think because Francona, right? Look, I really like their offseason. Austin Hayes, I think, is a big addition. I think
you love Austin Hayes.
I do love Austin Hayes. I think it's a very good addition for them, and it's an addition without actually having to do anything is Matt McClain.
And you're talking about
Matt
McClain.
McClain,
Is a big thing for them, I think. And Heimer Candelario has got to be better. You would think.
Yeah.
And I think their rotation. I think their pitching is the best in the Central. I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, I
don't think it's better starting pitching in the Pirates though. I don't think.
Yeah.
Well,
Because like Hunter
bullpen.
Green and Abbott.
Consider the bullpen though. They got Diaz in the back end.
He's hurt
Diaz.
to start the year, but he'll be
Diaz.
good though still.
I like Terry Francona ain't coming here to lose like at his age.
Well, he's coming for an 84 wins. That's what he's coming for, an 84 win year and just missing the playoffs.
I have an 86, so it's not far off.
So I'm gonna go Reds,
missing.
Brewers. I think the Brewers and the Cubs are gonna be it's gonna be close. I think the Brewers and the Cubs just missed the playoffs this year. The Cubs, like I said, I just don't think they've gotten much better. And then I have the Pirates because they're still going to keep battling to compete because Sherrington and Shelton are going to lose their jobs if they don't do anything. And where the Cardinals are going to start committing to a rebuild. So the Cardinals will go to the last place.
All right, so we are running out of time. So rapid fire playoff predictions. Go.
Braves, Dodgers, Brewers, Diamondbacks, Phillies, Mets.
I have got the Braves and the Dodgers with the buys, with the Dodgers at the top, Braves at the bottom. I have the Reds and the what other team? Mets battling out in one wild card series, and then the other wild card series I have the Phillies and the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I got Phillies and Braves coming out of the East. Goodbye, Mets. You're back.
Goodbye,
Mets. Reds coming out of the Central, but I'm between them and the Brewers, but I'm going to go with the Reds. And then Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Padres from the West.
Perfect. All right. Unless there's anything more, I think that concludes episode 29.
Yeah, well, I mean, Sweet 16 starting tonight. I just want to mention we got some good people saying
A
March
lot of
Madness.
chalk this year.
People are saying it's like not good. I mean, the ratings say otherwise.
The NIL and the transfer portal is making Cinderella irrelevant.
Yeah,
that's what's happening. So
Yeah.
I mean, but it's still great basketball. So
Yeah.
So we'll see whose bracket ends up on top.
Yeah.
We know one thing for sure: Pirate Peyton in dead last.
Oh yeah.
And
That's not a shock.
But you.
I do have all my Final Four left.
But technically, you're not one of the 3 people with a 0% chance in the sideline bracket.
Because
There's 3 people with a 0% chance.
And I'm right there in the middle. I'm an 8.
Yeah.
I'm very mediocre, just like the Pirates. We love the mediocrity and the Steelers. And yeah.
Apparently, they're going to draft Jalen Milroe in the first.
And Aaron Rodgers would rather retire than play for the Steelers.
Crazy stuff.
Wow.
But I think Aaron Rodgers and not being a Steeler is a great way to end We Are Family, episode 29.
Now, that's not very nice, Jake. Now.
No, I mean, Aaron Rodgers would be a
in
good
the comment section. Rate my fit. I have my Pirates bucket hat. I was ready to go. Point Park. I have my Skeens shirt under
I
here.
just want to be very unprofessional. I put my feet up, but I'm very comfortable.
It's okay. Yeah, we're good.
Excuse me.
This is the podcast. We're comfortable. But that is episode number 29. Next week will be 30. That's going to be fun. But other than
Steph Curry.
Yeah, Steph Curry. But like Peyton said earlier, make sure you guys not only like, but make sure you subscribe as well.
And we're on Spotify
and we
now.
Are on Spotify,
Give us a follow.
Yes.
Give us a follow.
Oh, we should have mentioned that at the
Watch
beginning.
that. Yeah, we
should have. It's all good. No
I'm
worries
uploading. I'm uploading. We're trying to upload these videos like our previous ones, and we'll be doing that in earnest.
For sure.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Adios.
Adios.